lot of review shows out there. We gotta make ours, unique in a way, worth watching. Rise of the Critics, that will be our name. Alright, so, we need to, really think this one out, because, review shows have not gone well for me in the past. Yep, not well at all.
So, Mike, what should we start this review series off with?
Well, we gotta think of something interesting, something that's relevant to the internet, something that will grab attention.
Do you mean like Batman?
No, not really like Batman. Batman's a little bit irrelevant to the internet nowadays, isn't he? I mean, I don't really see anyone go on about Batman anymore. It was something that started off popular and was pretty popular for a long time, and, its popularity comes and goes. I just don't feel like anyone really gives a crap about Batman at this point.
I had the Batman symbol sunburned into my chest. This is a true story, Michael. Do not say Batman is irrelevant.
I'm just saying it's another one of those things that blew up on the internet like Chuck Norris jokes or Nicolas Cage jokes, and it went on and on and on. People started making fun of it. The Dark Knight Rises came out like a year or two ago, and it's just kind of exploded, and now it's kind of dying. I don't think it's really something that many people are interested in anymore.
How dare you defy the eternal battiness of Batman? I shall fight you to the death.
I don't know, man. I'm not even a huge Batman fan. I mean, The Dark Knight was pretty good, but then you got The Dark Knight Rises, and I really didn't like that.
What the hell are you talking about, dude? The Dark Knight Rises was like Bane and Batman fighting. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, a Batman movie, even though like 20% of it actually had Batman in it. And the way they killed off Bane, oh god, that was a stupid movie.
Well, Mike, but you also have to take into effect that the visuals were good, the effects were pretty good, the way that the characters were built up and how they represented themselves, I think was pretty decent. Like Bane, that actor, he poured his heart and soul into playing that part. He went all out with it. The Batman character, he's not the best Batman that there has been, but he was still a good one to play it. And then I just thought that it was a great role to be played. They chose good actors for everything. Along with the storyline, they had good development of all the characters. They put in decently good background. They filled it in nicely. They made it something that they could present and feel good presenting.
Well, I never said anything about the cast and the effects. It was visually good, but there's just so many stupid story elements. The acting was pretty good. Like I said, I liked The Dark Knight, and I think they had an okay Batman. Not the greatest, but pretty good. I think the new characters are good. I think the guy who played Bane was actually a badass. I just hate how they treat his character in the movie. The acting was good. I think Anne Hathaway made a decent Catwoman. Wait. We're doing The Dark Knight Rises, aren't we?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mike, where's the wire for the boom mic?
Well, I mean, I told you to get the wire yesterday.
You don't even pay me. I'm not gonna buy you more equipment.
Our audio is not going to be that good without the mic. And considering you're supposed to be our equipment guy, I thought you would take some time to not be such a selfish little prick and buy the f***ing equipment we need, Fred!
Well, I'm the cameraman for Rise of the Critics. I'm their equipment guy. I set up the boom mic, the lights, I set up everything around here. Do I get any credit? No.
He is the most selfish person I've ever worked with. He only thinks about himself 24/7 of the time. While me and Nick are working, all he has to do is use equipment. And he couldn't spend just a little bit of his own money on a show. Goes to show how much he cares. Okay, so first thing is first, I'm not bashing this as a terrible movie. I'm just bashing it as an overrated film that really did not conclude the series. I wish they would have. Batman Begins was fine, Dark Knight was actually a really good film, and Dark Knight Rises, it has the right ideas, but it started off really good, but I just think it gets a little bit too complicated, a little bit too ridiculous for a Batman movie. There's a huge lack of Batman. That prison scene goes on for fucking ever. But overall, I can't call it a terrible movie. guess there's a few things we need to discuss about it, though.
Well, while you're on that point, I think that the prison scene was not that irrelevant. I mean, when you look at it, it was building up the background and it was letting you know a huge part of the story. And then later,
Batman ends up in the prison, but Batman must escape from the prison the same way that
Bane did.
many years before.
When it turns out that Bane was not the one who escaped. But Bane was the one who got beaten the crap out of, and he's their trusty servant, and then it's proven that that is why Bane has the magical mask and he talks with such a beautiful accent.
Oh, and yeah, by the way, spoiler alerts. So, aside from the fact it's kind of hard to take the Batman voice seriously 100% of the time, I like the actors, I like what they do with the characters, and it's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I like their cast, and I think they had the right moves for it. It's just everything else. Everything else I don't really like. Okay, I take that back. Visuals are pretty badass. Don't need to say anything else other than that. Okay, yeah, the music's good too. It's not wonderful, but it's pretty good, I guess. So, I mean, yeah, the music is enjoyable to listen to, and there's some good things about the movie, I guess. Yes, the camera shots are also done pretty well. Okay, yeah, the production quality was pretty good. You'd expect that from a fucking Christopher Nolan movie. He puts a lot of effort to it, I admit that, but you gotta hear me out on what I have. Shut the fuck up! I have issues with the movie, okay?
Michael, listen. We're talking about Batman here. Batman is so awesome that Batman does not need a massive plot. Batman does not need massive story fillers. Batman does not need amazing character development. All that Batman needs is a man in a suit who knows karate and says, "Because I'm Batman."
So we're doing this big review on The Dark Knight Rises, and your only argument is because he's Batman.
Exactly, Michael. Batman is love. Batman is karate.
So that's what Batman's all about, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's fine, it's fine. It's like, it's dark, dark is cool. It's Batman, he's a guy dressed as a bat. Oh, that's cool. There's explosions, there's action. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it doesn't need a good story. Bull fucking shit. The Dark Knight was one of the best written films I've ever seen in my life. It was more than just mindless action. It was better than Transformers. It was good. It was really good. The Dark Knight Rises, while has some good ideas like Bruce Wayne in retirement, he's not Batman anymore, it started off very interesting, it got me hooked, but then it just seemed to be so much mindless, destruction, and it wasn't, Michael Bay bad, but it was just not the same, really. I mean, it didn't seem to have that big, cool story that I loved about The Dark Knight, and it didn't really seem to have much message to it, much passion to it. It just seemed, let's make a Batman movie that's fucking huge. And that's exactly what they did. Like, the effects were better than ever, the amount of characters was bigger than ever, like, everything was bigger, and that's kind of what it seems like they were trying to go with this one. But because of that, it just takes so much away from the story, in my opinion, and it just, I mean, I know they add a lot of story arcs, maybe that's not fair for me to say, there is a lot of story to it, I just don't think it's good story. I think it's kind of just, it's predictable good guy beats bad guy story, and it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's not completely fair for me to bash on the story like that. I just think what they do in the story wasn't that interesting, and the main focus of the movie was to make cool, like, explosions and awesome things like that happen. And I think the whole main point of the movie was just, let's make it fucking huge, let's add in, like, a football field being destroyed, let's, like, have all these cool characters fighting to the death, and, I can see why people would like that. I mean, I enjoyed the football scene, I thought that was cool, but it doesn't take away from the fact that the story got really boring to me, and I was just ready for that movie to end, so not even that far into it. Also, there is a fucking big lack of Batman in a Batman movie.
Well, you see, I like the Batman movie because yes, Batman's not in that much of it. They kind of use Batman as a character that they throw in every single there and there, who just happens to be the main character, and to spice up action and to be the main victor. He's like he's a hero in this case. But I think that it's really cool how they built up all the other characters, like Bane, instead of just, them going, whoa, there's, like in the first one, there's Scarecrow. They don't really give him a huge backstory, which I thought was kind of meh, but I thought it's still cool that he's there. Same thing with the Joker, no backstory at all. But with Bane, they build him up. They give him real deep character flow. They say, he's from here, he did this, he conquered that, he got through all of that to end up here, and now he's gonna bust you down to get his goal done. Thought it was pretty cool that they built Bane up. It's not just, poof, there's some guy living in the sewer with a whole bunch of little kids. They built him up. They made it so he went there for one specific goal, and he's gonna do that goal. It's a lot cooler than what they've done with some of their other villains, in my opinion. That's why I love Bane so much, and I like this movie more.
Oh, yeah. Bane was cool. I never denied that. He was cool. How did he get killed off again?
Fucking dick.
Oh, no, Pinsec. You were right. They developed Bane so well. Oh, how did they treat his character again? After everything you see him go through, what was the final result of his character?
Don't fucking piss me off, dude.
What is it that they did again? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, it was like the most intense scene in the movie. You got Bane fighting Batman, and Batman's, oh my god, is Batman gonna be defeated? Because he stabbed him a few times. Now Batman's like really weak, and he's on the ground, and Bane's about to win. This is really intense, and they might kill Batman off. I mean, this is the last movie in the series. Who knows what they're gonna do? Maybe Gotham is completely screwed. And it's really intense, really like what they're doing, and oh yeah, what happened next? Oh yeah! Catwoman comes in with a gun, shoots Bane in the head, makes a wisecrack, and we never hear from this villain that they build up so much ever again. You know what? I'm sorry I threw you, Dark Knight Rises, because you did a good job. That was fucking fantastic. Congratulations. That might be one of the best things you ever threw into the movie. Oh, and what's left after that? Oh yeah, mindless action and explosions. Way to frickin' go, Christopher Nolan. That was such a good idea right there, what you did to Bane. And yes, Nick, I agreed with you. That villain was so built up, and didn't they just conclude him so well? Good job, Dark Knight fucking Rises.
You know what? That's it, Fattash. You and me, cornfield, right now. We'll settle this like men.
Bring it on, bitch.
And I win because it's Batman.
Oh god, one episode in, I lost a body part! So in the end, The Dark Knight Rises, I guess, isn't really that awful. It has really cool visuals, like I said before, and really my only problem does come down to the plot, but that's just a big problem with it. And maybe it's not so bad it's a bad plot, maybe it's just one I don't really care for. I think the prison scene goes on way too long and it gets really boring. I think that what they did with the villains was really cool, but they just ended it really badly. I don't really care for the ending of the movie, but though I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen the movie, but I just don't like how it ends. I think it could have been so much better, especially since my expectations were so high from The Dark Knight, because that movie was freaking fantastic. The only thing I can agree on when it comes to what Pinsack said, though, is the build-up they had for Bane was better than any of the other villains. But that's really all I can say that I think Pinsack was right about.
You know, Michael, I actually really did like the movie. Honestly, I thought it was great. Well, not... Once again, the plot... It does have some holes in it. It is a little bit going on and drawn out. But I kind of like that about it. I thought it was still a good movie. I thought the overstayed welcome of the prison scene, like you said, was not overstayed welcome. I thought it was providing, a little bit of backstory, and it was showing how he had to conquer his own trial. He had to do the same thing that Bane did in order to get out of there. But at the end of the day, I like it, you know? It was good.
At the end of the day, it's a Batman movie with a lack of Batman, some story arcs that go on way too long, and just doesn't have the most interesting story to me. Visuals are all there, great. So I gotta say I'd give it like maybe a good 6 out of 10. Like I said, I want to give it at least a D because it's, once again, the visuals are great. There was clearly a lot of work put into this film. It's just, I really don't like where the writing went with it, and that's a huge deal when it comes to movies.
Believe it or not, I actually scored this movie lower than Michael did, and I'm the one who liked it more because I wanted to give it a good solid 5 out of 10. I didn't think it was the greatest movie in the world. I didn't think it was the worst movie in the world. I liked it because it was Batman, and I love Batman movies. I also liked it because of all the character build-up that they had for Bane, but there wasn't enough Batman. There wasn't enough of anything going on, and it was a little bit longer than I think they should have made it. They didn't make anything as dramatic as they thought they would be, which I thought would have been way cooler if they made it out more.
Dude, I lost my fucking hand! We were arguing over this fucking movie, and you cut my... Wait, I did that. But my hand is fucking gone now because of it, and you gave it a lower score than me?!
Yeah, I did.
Fuck this show! I'm done! I'm not doing it anymore! Fuck you all!
This was our show. Thank you, and have a good night.